If you never used an e-collar before and you're nervous about that shock, this is the perfect e-collar for you. This e-collar has a vibrate mode, shock mode, and sound mode, as well as multiple options between each feature. The first thing I want to call out is this e-collar came with 2 of the e-collar units, which means this remote is dog 2. And if I want to switch between dog 1, meaning I have 2 dogs on the INVIROX e-collar system, I can easily switch between the 2. Now let's talk about the vibrate option that I use the most. I will put this in my hand and use it so you can see that this is just a more intense vibrate than what you would see on your phone. The vibrate feature goes all the way up to level 16, and as you can see, I have it on my fingers. It is vibrating. You can hear it, and it's not painful to the touch. You can see that I ended with 16. The other feature I use the most is this sound. You can see once I hit the sound button, this display changes. There are multiple sounds as well for this e-collar. 8 is the highest. You can choose whatever sound your dog responds to the best. Now let's talk about shock. I use this feature in an emergency. I have an aggressive dog, and if I need him to back down quickly or he's not in the mindset of listening, I use this as an emergency. So there are multiple levels of this shock. However, since the dog that I'm using this with is a bully breed, he does not have much fur. I have found level 2 to be effective with him. However, if I need it to go up, it's very easy to go up and use that button. The other option that I like, you can see there's a lock and unlock button. So if I move this to lock, you can see the lock display here, which means I can't use any of these buttons. This is perfect if you had a previous e-collar remote. Most of them do not come with a lock feature. I will show you on this remote. I used this e-collar when my dogs were younger and they went into training. I'm going to show you the difference between this INVIROX remote compared to the remote that I used for my 2 other dogs that went through group training and personal training. You can see the only option to vibrate is on this VT, which means it's used to test or vibrate. That's the only time it's used. The difference of these 2 buttons is just a different variation, the vibrate or a different variation of the shock. The only other option I have here is an emergency button. You can see this wheel, I can easily turn it. I cannot tell you how many times that this has turned by accident. I've hit the shock and my dog has yelped. This is why this lock button is so important. You do not want to hurt your dog inadvertently if you hit the buttons. If by mistake you hit one of the buttons and you go to use that feature and it's at a higher intensity than you wanted it to be.